Welcome, everyone. My name is Radivia Brigham, and I'm the CEO and founder of Proposabid. And here I am presenting the Jeanne Manor lobby remodel with 6 bid summaries and evaluations. This presentation summarizes the complete 6-bid evaluation for the Jeanne lobby remodel, compiled by Proposabid on behalf of the John Stewart Company. Over the next few slides, we'll walk through the key findings from each vendor submission, what's aligned, what's missing, and where the strongest value and defensibility sits for ownership's decisions. Please note, vendor number 2 and 5 are the same vendor, so their 2 submissions have been consolidated into one profile for clarity, which is vendor number 5. Also, vendor number 7 was a late submission received on Friday, October 10th, but has been included in this evaluation package due to the strength and completeness of the proposal. The goal here is simple: to help ownership see the signal, not the noise, and make a confident, transparent, and well-documented decision. The ownership decision window is now open. The original bid package was sent out for signature on Monday, October 6th, 2025. Since that package was not formally acknowledged and vendor number 7's late submission has now been included in this final evaluation, the decision clock is still active. Ownership has 7 business days from Monday, October 6th through Friday, October 17th, 2025, and that is to select and sign with a preferred vendor. The 3 business day window to request bid revisions has now closed, as the deadline passed on Thursday, October 9th, 2025. If no vendor is selected within that time period, the 7 business days, Proposabid will finalize this RFP and bid cycle and issue a standard 10% analysis and documentation fee based on the average of the top 3 bids. The next step is simple: complete the vendor bid selection form to confirm your choice and move forward with contract execution. This ensures a clear, transparent, and defensible selection process for Jeanne Manor. So the lobby remodel RFP ran for 42 business days, ending with 6 qualified comparable bids, most within range of the project's $150K target. After Proposabid issued a revised and restated RFP in mid-September, participation increased and the bids became far more structured and defensible. Throughout the process, Proposabid served as ownership's technical and strategic firewall, converting raw contractor bids into standardized, audible, and evidence-based comparisons to support a confident and documented award decision. These next few slides are the overview for the bid landscape, and this is to orientate ownership to the lobby remodel bid environment, showing the timeline, participation, and contract validity windows for all 6 vendors before comparing scope and pricing. Here we can see each vendor's proposal and contract acceptance timeline. Most vendors held a 30 to 37 day validity consistent with industry norms. Vendor number 6 and 7 submitted within the active decision window and remained valid through October 16th cutoff, while vendor number 1 and 3 had either same day or open-ended terms, both needing administrative clarification. Overall, the majority of bids are within a stable validity range, with only 2 requiring date confirmation before reward. Here we have the comparables for all 6 vendor bid totals against the project's $150K target budget. The bids range from vendor 5 at $88K on the low end to vendor number 1 at $185K on the high end, and it's a total spread of about 65%. Vendor number 6 lands almost exactly on target at $148K, while vendor 7 comes in slightly higher at $170, reflecting added ADA and supervision scopes. Overall, vendor 5, 6, and 7 deliver the strongest balance of price, scope coverage, and RFP compliance, representing the most defensible options for ownership. Here we are looking at the key contract terms across all vendors. basically how they handle payments, warranties, permits, and protections. The biggest takeaway is that vendors 6 and 7 are the most balanced and ownership friendly, with clear schedules, itemized costs, and standard terms. Vendor 1 and 3 shifts most risk back to ownership. No retainage, unclear contingencies, and contractor favored terms. The remaining vendors 4 and 5 fall in the middle, offering fair terms but needing clarification around lighting, life safety, and permit handling. Overall, Proposabid recommends adding a standard retainage clause and confirming permit coverage before contract award. We have the highlights of what each vendor left out on their proposals and how that impacts ownership's risk. The key point is that vendor 1 and 3 carry the highest exposure. Both exclude critical items like contingencies, permits, and life safety systems. Vendor 4 has moderate risk due to missing shelving and adding non-RFP extras, while vendor 5 is most compliant but leaves lighting and sprinkler work to ownership. The lowest risk sits with vendor 6 and 7, where exclusions are minimal and easily addressed through standard contract clarifications. For the comparisons of each vendor's licensing status and market credibility, the most credible and lowest risk vendors are 6 and 7, both long-standing licensed and fully verifiable. Vendor 7 with over 40 years in continuous operation, and vendor 6 maintaining an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and Public Works registration. Vendor 1 and 5 fall into a watch zone. Both are legitimate but show limited track record in institutional or audit grade projects. And vendors 3 and 4 are mid-range, established but with mixed reviews and administrative gaps. For reputation and reviews, this slide summarizes both internal employee reviews and public client feedback for each vendor. Vendors 6 and 7 stand out as the most trusted, both with strong internal cultures, verified public ratings, and consistent professionalism across reviews. Vendor 5 also performs well, showing reliable client satisfaction and strong responsiveness. In contrast, vendor 1 and 3 have limited or mixed feedback, indicating a need for tighter oversight. Overall, vendor 6 and 7 maintain the highest public credibility and reputation stability. Here we have a comparison of each vendor's contract structure, owner friendliness, and readiness for signature. The most contract ready and defensible bids come from vendors 6 and 7. Both are transparent, organized, and carry low administrative risk. Vendor 5 and 4 sits in the middle, generally balanced but needing minor scope or fixture clarifications before execution. And vendor 1 and 3 require the highest oversight. Both use contractor weight terms that shift risk back to ownership and need major clarification or red lines before approval. And now we will do Proposabid's professional assessment. For our professional assessment for key strengths, the strongest performance centers on vendor 6 and 7, both of which demonstrate full RFP compliance, disciplined estimating, and professional readiness. Vendor 6 stands out for precision and owner friendliness, while vendor 7 combines depth of experience with the highest reliability and ADA expertise. Vendor 5 offers the best pricing efficiency with a transparent, well-presented bid, and vendor 4 brings dependability regionally and is capable, but needs more oversight. Vendors 1 and 3 show capability, but lean toward contractor weighed terms, limiting defensibility for ownership. Here we have the main weaknesses identified across each vendor. Vendor number 1 and 3 carry the highest risk with transparency and compliance issues. Both require significant oversight before contracting. Vendors 4 and 5 fall in the moderate range, with scope omissions that can be corrected through clarification and support vendors. Vendors 6 and 7 show the lowest risk, with only minor administrative gaps that are easily fixed in contract language. Overall, risk decreases sharply as we move from vendors 1 and 3 towards 6 and 7. This summarizes how each vendor scored overall, combining price alignment, RFP compliance, and contract readiness. Vendors 6 and 7 lead as the top tier bids, both fully defensible, compliant, and ready for contract execution. Vendors 4 and 5 fall into mid-tier, generally solid and viable once minor clarifications are made, while vendors 1 and 3 are low tier. Both require major oversight, as their bids remain incomplete or contractor weighed. In short, ownership's strongest, most actionable options are vendors 7 and 6. For the top 3 most RFP-aligned bids, vendor 6 ranks first. It's fully itemized, on budget, and covers every major scope area within clear milestones and low administrative risk. Vendor 7 comes in second, slightly above budget, but offers the most complete premium grade proposal with ADA automation and strong documentation. Vendor 5 takes third, the most cost-efficient option, clear and compliant, but requires the owner to supply fixtures and confirm life safety coverage. Overall, number 6 sets the benchmark for alignment, and number 7 for quality, and number 5 for cost efficiency. This decision framework distills how ownership should assess each proposal. Bids that are complete, transparent, and verifiably compliant, like those from vendors 6 and 7, qualify as defensible and ready for approval. Vendors missing scope, lacking itemization, or offering contractor weighed terms, such as vendor number 1 and 3, fall into the rework category as they increase ownership risk. And the goal is consistency. Every approved bid must be apples to apples, comparable, low risk, and contract ready, ensuring the selection is based on evidence, not price alone. So this slide is a little more in-depth timeline that shows the full 42 business day journey from the initial RFP release to the final bid submissions. The early phase, the red and orange sections, reflects the original design first RFP, which caused slow vendor response and participation drop-off. Once the revised RFP was issued in mid-September, participation immediately stabilized, shown here in green, representing a strong 15 to 17 business day for active bid periods. The process ultimately produced 6 qualified comparable bids, and a clear improvement on the RFP structure was standardized. Proposabid's role is ownership's CapEx and bid infrastructure. The Jeanne lobby remodel and refresh prove that Proposabid isn't just a bidding tool, it's ownership's capital planning infrastructure. By turning 6 unstructured bids into clear, auditable data, we gave ownership the ability to make a defensible, evidence-based decision. This same framework scales across your entire portfolio, bringing faster bid cycles, transparent data, and stronger capital control. In this, Proposabid transformed property management into asset management, delivering a smarter, more defensible way to manage CapEx decisions. So for next steps, ownership may now proceed to the blue hyperlink, which is the vendor bid selection choice. And this form will finalize the top 3 vendors for award consideration, with vendor number 1 at the top. So now, as we wrap up today's review, the Jeanne Manor lobby refresh demonstrates how a structured bid process protects ownership, giving you clear, defensible data to make confident decisions. Throughout the 6 competitive bids, we established full pricing transparency, scope alignment, and vendor accountability, ensuring that this project and future ones are managed with precision and integrity. Our mission is to ensure that every renovation, capital improvement, and compliance project is delivered with the same transparency, consistency, and defensibility achieved here. Proposabid looks forward to continuing our partnership with ownership and property management across all of your portfolios, serving as your dedicated bid and estimation infrastructure. Once again, Proposabid is not just another vendor. We are your operating layer that elevates property management into asset management and transforms construction and repair chaos into structured capital intelligence. Once again, thank you for allowing Proposabid to support you in the Jeanne d'Arc Manor lobby refresh, and we look forward to talking with you soon.